Hello, mate. How are we today? I'm excited for this topic. I'm excited for this topic to talk about, but also I know it is a hard topic to talk about, and so just bear with me, and we're gonna get through it together. Okay. My name is Ariel. I am a licensed massage therapist. I love all things healing and self-care and self-love and mental health and just growth and just all the things that are just so great for you. And as I am not perfect and I'm on my journey as well, I think it's a great time to just share that stuff, you know? And so I made my YouTube and a business around the idea of wellness and self-care and healing and all of the health and just greatness. And I don't even know, there's just so much I'm excited for about it. But today's topic is a little bit about trauma, which I will also talk a lot about. So, if this kind of stuff interests you, please give me a follow, subscribe to my channel, and we will heal together and grow and just create an amazing life for this short time that we have on earth. So today we're going to talk about numbing. And what made me want to make a video about this is I have my notebook here that I jot down stuff in regards to things that I'm like learning about myself and things that I want to help others with. And so something that I came across that I just was remembering, that when I was in my season of numbness and what that was like for me and overcoming that, and how you don't realize when you hit that numbing stage that like how much it's affecting you, right? Like how much it's truly just, how am I trying to say this? As you watch my videos, you will hear me constantly go into my brain just like shuts down. I have a little ADHD, and so my brain will just forget my train of thought like that. So, sorry. So anyway, numbing, right? So it was just, yeah. And I think me just like thinking about it, it brings up a little bit of trauma for me. But this is why I have this YouTube channel. Like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I have overcome a lot of healing. Like, I'm like a very self-aware person. I lean into God a lot. And so I just feel like I have a lot of insight and just knowledge and just experience, and I just want to share it, So I'm a real person giving real advice and insight to just what I've experienced. So I'm not an expert, but I am pretty confident in what I share. So anyway, numbing, right? So what happens is we have a season of our life where we are struggling mentally, emotionally, or we have an area of our life where we just feel like stuck. I know when I had my numbing season, I was really stressed out, single mom. I was working 2 jobs. I had just moved into this townhome that I love and also couldn't afford. The circumstances weren't ideal. I had just got out of a very, very toxic relationship, so I was still healing from that, but I also didn't have the time to like pour into that. Like when you're a single mom and you have a son to raise and bills to be paid, it happens. Life happens in it, and you go numb, and you're like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for feeling. I don't have time to cry. I don't have time. And I think it's a trick that, the evils of the world think that put on our heart that that's something that we have to do, and it's not. Numbing yourself and not addressing things just because it's hard is not the better way. In the moment, it might feel good. Like, I was working out still, I was eating healthy, I was losing weight, I was working 2 jobs, I was being a good mother, I was doing a lot of stuff, and I'm so grateful for the village I had to get me through that. But what had happened was, one day it hit me like a brick. I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but it hit me like a brick. I remember going to work and getting ready, and I just had this extremely heavy feeling. Like, I just felt so heavy. It's like everything that I just swept under the rug just came out, right? The rug was overflowing with baggage. And so, yeah, so I'm driving to work, and some worship songs come on, and, I'm just thinking about things, and I lose it. I just start crying in my car, and I'm at work in the parking lot. I'm running late because I just was having a rough morning, and I'm in the parking lot of work, and I'm just crying, and I'm like, I can't go into work. I can't go to work like this. And I also just had this overwhelming feeling of like, I just can't do life today. Like, I can't do anything today. And I remember calling my boss, and I was like, hey, I don't know what to say to you right now other than I can't come into work today because, and she's like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I said, the only thing I could say to you, right? Like, the only thing I could get out was, I can't do life today. Like, and I that was all I could get out to her. And I was like, I promise I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. Cause I know that sentence can, like, frighten someone that cares about you. Like, oh my gosh, like, are you gonna, like, commit suicide or something? Like, I was like, I'm okay. I just can't do life today. I'm really sorry. I can't come in. Da, da, da. And at the time I was also working at a very crappy company that didn't really care. And so she was like, you can't come in at all? Like, she's trying to get me to come in. I said, I can't. So, I mean, she did care about me. She ended up actually calling my best friend, who I also worked with. And my best friend, reached out to me and checked in, and I went home and I cried the entire way home, trying so hard to, like, focus on my drive and, like, not cause an accident. And down the street from my house is my home church. And so this story is a little bit of a part of my testimony as well. So I pull into my home church, and I just park there. That's where God led me. Like, I wanted to go home, but my car turned into the parking lot. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt super duper moved to go and park at the church, and it was empty. It was an empty parking lot, and I was the only car in that parking lot. And I just parked, and I put on worship music, and I prayed, and I cried for a long time. I was probably in that parking lot for almost 2 hours. And then I came home and I took a nap. Probably a very much needed nap after how life was going for me. And I took a nap, and I woke up, and I felt better. I did. I felt better, but I also just really realized how much I swept so much under the rug, how much I numbed so much, over the course of, I think it was like 6 months. And I crashed out. Like, I lost it. And I am grateful for that moment because it taught me how important it is to address your trauma, how important it is to acknowledge and have realizations about, you know, what's not working in your life and when things are hard, and how important it is to pour into yourself and to take breaks and to have do your self-care. And I know you hear it all the time, but it's true and it's real. And so anyway, you know, what happens when people numb, and you know, unfortunately, you know, there's people that numb with like drugs too, right? Alcohol. I'm not big on that stuff, so I was going out with my friends a lot, so I guess I was sometimes numbing in alcohol, which I wasn't proud of. But numbing is not just those things. Numbing is also just becomes a way of life. You know, you just do and go that, and you don't make time for you, because if you have time in silence and you have time by yourself, that's when your mind starts to run, right? And so that's kind of that numbing that happens. Like, I made myself so incredibly busy that I didn't have time to sit with myself and process. And so, you know, I just wanted to talk about this today because I know it's a common thing that we do. And I think sometimes the numbing, the emotional numbing, the hustle culture numbing can sometimes be the most dangerous, because we do it for so long and we don't realize that that's what we're doing, and then we crash, and then before we know it, we just don't really take a moment to appreciate all the beautiful things of life. And I missed out even on moments with my son because I was so busy. And I'm grateful now to be in a place where I can be home more and have time with my son and with myself. And it's just important. It's really, 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 really important to address those emotions. So, you know, I started seeing a therapist. I started journaling. And though I'm not consistent about it, I'm trying to be, and it's been good. So I just recommend that if you're going through some stuff emotionally, if you have some trauma to heal, just kind of sit with yourself a little bit, kind of see where you have been the past few months emotionally, and just assess yourself and schedule a therapy appointment and talk with your therapist about it. You know, just say like, hey, I had this realization and a good therapist is going to help work through it with you and give you a little insight and understanding. So yeah, that's kind of it. I love talking about this stuff. Sometimes I get emotional. Sometimes it makes me a little anxious. I'm not going to lie, but it's stuff that I am just really passionate about talking about and sharing with other people, because I know it's a common thing. And so, yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day today. If you have any questions, comments, reach out. If you need some support, comment, reach out, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.